video so you can watch it when you read the article, so you can understand what you're doing, and plus you can see what you're doing visually. So the first one we're going to do is the Spirit Bear. Okay, so the K2 is in his chest, and I've put it in the back of him. He's a Build-A-Bear, so if you get a Build-A-Bear they're a lot easier, and you have to just split it open a bit so you can get the K2 in. I'm just going to show you the K2. I know you guys all know what K2 is, but I don't know if you know, the K2 comes apart really easy. Super easy, and it's super easy to put back together as well. So just grab a screwdriver and take the screws out. Not done it enough. So when you duck your screws out, we have to have a dodgy one, didn't we? So, does it want to come out? This is probably the hardest bit, taking the screws out. Okay. Doesn't want to come out, there you go. Come out. So now you can see the motherboard and the battery. So basically this motherboard should just come out, and the battery. So when the battery and the motherboard is out, you just put some holes in here and here and here to bolt into his chest of the bear. So when you've done that, I recommend to use a soldering iron to do your holes. It's a lot easier than a drill. So, probably just me, what's lazy. Anyway, so when you've done that, screw it onto his chest, and when you've done that, you'll be able to feel the holes on here to put your lights in. You can get a screwdriver or anything really. I think I used a pen. I'll just put a pen through the holes, as you can see there. Probably can't see that well because I've actually glued the hair around the light, so you can't see them so good. So when you've done all that, you just put your K2 back together, and it's really easy. Pop back in, put your cables back in, back on. Of course it'll be in your bear, so it will be a bit awkward, but it's manageable. Of course you've got your cat balls as well in his paws. Anyway, I'll re-screw that in a minute. So after you've put your K2 in and your case back on, re-stuff him. Re-stuff him like so. That's it. And then you just feel around through his button. There's his button. Because it's got 2 bolts in his chest now, I actually brought him a t-shirt what will hide away his bolts. I just got some cheap ones from Vintage. So now you have a teddy bear with cat balls and a K2 in his chest and a EF meter. And when I bought the costume, it came with a little bag, and I thought, what a good idea for this bag. So I put it on his back, and from the last issue we made a rent pod. And that is that. It fits perfectly in his bag, and now you have 3 in 1. So you have a rent pod, but do be aware that the rent pod will interfere with your K2. Also, I just want to show you the back of this one. On the bottom there, you can see the X and the plus, you must get the battery in right for this. If you don't get the battery in right, the board will go on fire. So make sure you get it right, otherwise you'll be in trouble. And I have done it. There we go. And just pop this area up, and there you go. So the next one we are going to talk about is the sensor one. I'm not actually going to build it, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the back off and I'm going to explain everything what I've done step by step, so you'll be able to understand what I've done for the sensor one, trigger sensor I call it. So you will need a screwdriver, just take the back off the doorbell. There is the back. So it's exactly the same as the vent pod, the last one we made. So the speaker and the one going to the motherboard, you split these two wires so you can put your LED on. And the LED is at the front there. It does tell you in the magazine which leg goes to where. I think it's the long leg goes the one nearest to the motherboard and the other one goes onto the other. And always make sure you use tape as well to make sure that the wires are not bare, so they're not touching. Always make sure that it is working before you glue it in, because if it's not working then you've got to unpick all this glue. So when you've done that, you have your round bit. Before we put a nail on it, this time what we are doing, we are putting a crocodile clip on. This is a metal crocodile clip. There you go. So again, you split the wires from the roundness and then pull the casing off to put the bare wire, and then you crimp the bare wire into the griller clip. And you can also probably solder it on as well, so it gives it a bit of strength. So again, with these batteries, make sure you put them in the right way. Oh, that's jumped out. I'm going to stop in because I've not got the casing on. So if I put it onto this screwdriver, twist it on, I'll have to put the casing on. Just bear with me, guys. So of course you put the wire back where it come out of. That's nice and easy. So then all you really got to do is for your LED light. You can get special casing to hold your LED light. What makes it look a lot neater instead of just poking it through. It's entirely up to yourselves what you do. I like to have a bit of a finished touch to them. Right, okay. So let's pop the battery back in. That's the right way. So I'm just going to put on a screwdriver just to show you. So now the screwdriver is sensitive, and all around here is sensitive as well. So you can use it that way. So anything metal, you could put it on a metal dish and then put an object in the middle, so when the spirit goes in to grab it, it's going to alarm. Also with this one, you can use it a different way as well. So I'm just putting my helical help on it. Let me just delete my camera. Okay, I have my little helper here. This is Clarice. I always say her name wrong. I don't know why. Her name's Clarice. So you can actually put the hoop over. So now, when you twist it on, it's putting the field around here. So when you go to touch the doll or anything what it is hooked around, it's going to alarm. You can put it on jewellery, anything what's metal. If you have any questions, please just leave me a comment. I will get back to you. The next issue is coming out in December, just before Christmas. So look out for Haunted magazine, because that's where the full details will be, where you can buy things, how much things are, and how much these are, and what they are called exactly. And give us a like and a share. It'd be really great if you could. Thank you very much.